Ladies and gentlemen, most of my videos are geared towards federal employees, helping them maximize their benefits. But today, I'm speaking to those that are inheriting federal benefits from a federal employee so that you don't miss anything. There's a lot of pieces here that you want to make sure if you are inheriting benefits, whether TSP, whether a piece of the pension, whatever it is, that you get the most out of it. Let's talk about it. Long story short, these are the big benefits that if you're going to be, let's say your spouse or a parent passed away and they were a federal employee and you're receiving stuff from them. Here are some of the biggest things to consider. First, TSP. TSP is like their 401k. It's a retirement account where they, of course, can save money. It can grow over time. So if you are a spouse of a federal employee and you are receiving their TSP, you are able, if you want to, you can actually keep the money in the TSP. Again, that's their 401k. You can keep it in the system and just manage it basically like it's your own. All right, that's option one. You can also move it out if you want to move it to an IRA or something like that. You can manage it basically like it's your own if you are, of course, a spouse. But if you're anything but the spouse, so if you are a child or have a different relationship to the person that passed away, you cannot keep it in the TSP. It's got to come out. It's got to actually come out to what they call an inherited IRA. And you can open these up at any major financial firm like a Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard. You can open it up at any of those firms. Okay, so if you're a spouse, again, you can keep it in TSP if you'd like. Otherwise, you can move it out. If you're a non-spouse, you have to move it out into what they call an inherited IRA. And generally speaking, inherited IRAs, you've got 10 years where you have to pull the money out during that time and pay whatever taxes you owe, because generally speaking, most of the time, the TSP is pre-tax. Sometimes there's after-tax money in there, but most of the time, it's pre-tax. So when the money comes out, you have to pay taxes on it. If you keep it in the account or in the IRA, there's no taxes until you take the withdrawals out. If you are a spouse inheriting it, you don't have 10 years. You just basically inherit it as your own account. You can keep it in there longer, generally speaking. So that is the TSP. That's their 401k. Next is their pension. So for you to receive a piece of their pension, generally speaking, you have to be a spouse. There's ways to give non-spouses it, but it's very rare. Generally speaking, to get a piece of their pension to be paid to you after they pass, you have to be a spouse, and they would have had to set up a survivor benefit, which said, hey, if the federal employee passes away, you as a spouse receive a piece of it for the rest of your life. And generally, it's either 25% of the original pension or 50% of the original pension. There's no way for them to leave 100% of it to you. So if their benefit was $1,000 a month and they left you 50%, you would get, of course, $500. Now, if they did leave you a piece of the pension, then generally speaking, you are eligible for what they call FEHB, aka it's the health insurance. Now, generally, you will have to have been on their health insurance when they passed away. So if you are the spouse and you were just on their health insurance, as long as you had a piece of their pension, then you can continue on the health insurance throughout your retirement, your lifetime as well. Last but not least, we have life insurance, and the term they call is FEGLI, Federal Employee Group Life Insurance. Not all federal employees in retirement have kept any life insurance, but you want to check just to say, okay, did they have any life insurance through the government? If so, you want to make sure you know about it so you get paid out. And you want to check out outside the government as well. What other life insurance do they have? Do they have other accounts? Do they have IRAs, other investments, other banking accounts? You want to just say, okay, what things do they have? And where do we go to check that out? Now, if you want to, let's say you are the spouse and you're going to get a piece of your pension and you're curious, okay, who do I contact if I want to learn more? For the government, the HR of retirement is what they call OPM. If you just Google OPM contact number for spouses of deceased federal employees, you'll find the information you can call. Now, OPM, generally speaking, as of recording this, is a pain to get a hold of. They're not the easiest thing to get a hold of, but I would push through because if you have questions, you want to make sure you get a hold of them. TSP, if you're inheriting TSP from somebody, TSP has their own contact information, so you can just, again, Google TSP's contact information. You can find it. But anything like health insurance, life insurance, pension, you can go to OPM and they can help you make sure you get those squared away. So I hope that is helpful. Again, this is not comprehensive, but these are the big things you should be worried about if you are inheriting benefits from a federal employee. I hope that's helpful. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.